another F124 video. My name is CringeyJesse, and here we are, getting ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. We're going to take a quick look at the R&D. Not buying anything, because like I said, I'm trying to keep these short. Trying to keep these intros short, but we have moved up performance-wise. We are now ahead of Visa, Cash App, RB, Williams, Alpine, and Kick Sauber. I think that puts us 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6th. So we're about best car midfield. We're right there behind Mercedes if we get these upgrades, and that's assuming they also don't get their stuff either, their upgrades either. We are so close to beating that contract performance, which was 80, and that would also help us be tied with Lance Stroll in the rivalry that I have with him, and it's the first to 82 or 83. It needs to stop teaching me these things every time I click on it. That would be great. It doesn't say first to 82. There it is. I found it there at the bottom. Anyway, we're here in Austria. Hopefully we'll do better than we did in the Spanish Grand Prix. Hopefully I'll be able to stay on the track. But time will tell, and I will see you guys at qualifying. And here we are in SQ1. I completely forgot this was a sprint weekend, so this video is going to be extra long. Sorry about that. As we come across the line with a 104.8 in SQ1, and with it being so high, I've decided not to go back out, and it was good enough for Q2. So here we are in SQ2 as we come across the line with a 106.9. And it was about here where I realized in the sprint qualifying, you only have one set of softs and two mediums. So those are really old softs, but I did make it into SQ3 as we come across the line on some mediums to set a time good enough for P1 to start the sprint qualifying. Now, this is one of my better tracks, so, you know, I wasn't too shocked to get pole position, as we are a little slow off the line there as the red lights are out in this sprint race. But we are able to cut off Max Verstappen there at turn number 1 as we head down to the one of the many straights that we have in this. But luckily I'm just good at this track, so hopefully with my good takeoffs and everything I'll be able to hold on to it. But here on lap 3, Max Verstappen will jump out in front of me, but he doesn't have DRS. I don't have DRS. So that didn't make a lot of sense, but with my ERS, I'm going to take it up the inside, and I'm going to take that P1 right back away from him, because I want it more than he does. It's been a minute since I've won a race, and winning a race at 100 AI with this car would make me just feel confident going into future races as Max Verstappen gets back up in front of me there on turn 1, but I will have the DRS. I'm going to actually not try to overtake him here because I want the DRS going into this turn as well, and I do have it, so now I will very gladly get up in front of him using ERS on top of that DRS going down into turn number 3, and the P1 will in fact be mine. And as you can see, Max Verstappen dropping down to P and then just completely dropping out of the top 5. I wonder what happened there because I wasn't close enough to it. Oh, he just kind of like locked up a little bit, goes off the track. I see. Oh, and then he's going to be polite enough to let every other car get in front of him. That's not something you would see in real life from Max Verstappen, so I'm glad I caught it and even thought about it to go back and look to see exactly what happened. So for a few seconds there, we get to see a very, very polite Max Verstappen. And then after Max Verstappen does that, there's no real threat. As you can see, we take a 3.7 lead on Norris to take the dub here in the sprint race.
Yes, guys, yes! Come on, boys! Yes, great drive. Everyone here is really happy with that performance. Well done, mate.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Jesse completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Russell, Albon, Stroll, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Magnussen, Sargent, Joe, Bottas, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
I'm not exactly sure what happened to the qualifying videos. I know I recorded it, but I qualified P2. So I guess, we're just not going to see any qualifying for the race. But it will help save time on the video. This video, like I said, is already going to be really long. As I cut that corner there on turn number 1, Norris and Verstappen almost were going side by side. We could have made it triple wide if I was talented enough. But I am not. But we're coming down into turn number 2. And my diving skills just going just a little overboard there. As I take Verstappen out along with Norris. So I'm going to drop all the way down to P4. Norris, he's trying to take P4 away from me, but I'm going to dive down into turn 3 here and try to hold on to it. But Norris, he's still there. He's keeping his, whatchamacallit, he's keeping his presence known, as I like to say in Manager. Can't wait for 24 to come out so we can make more videos. But as you can see, we hold on to P4, and we're down to turn number 2 here on lap number 2. A dive down there on Lewis Hamilton. Not able to get the pass there, but a purple sector 1, I will take that. Norris behind me as still, but turn 3 coming up, and we're going to do another dive, but we got to watch out for Piastri, and we barely, just ever so barely, do not mess up our front wing, but we will take that podium spot away from Lewis Hamilton. And now we have Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri with another dive, hitting Charles Leclerc. But that's not going to mess up Charles Leclerc, as Charles Leclerc is already back in front of me. But I did make it in front of Oscar Piastri, and now we have Charles Leclerc to get to. And instead of being patient here, just go around the outside. I have DRS for this second one, so I'm going to hit that ERS button. And I'm going to fly down to turn number 2 here to try to get away from Charles Leclerc. And that's basically what happened. As we go into the pit lanes, I'm the last one to pit, by the way. A little mess up there with one of my tires. It don't even look like they took it off and replaced it, so I'm not sure. But either way, it happened. And maybe I just didn't see it. I didn't see it in the race, and I definitely didn't see it now, but I was looking at my camera, even though my camera's not in use. As we come out of the pit lanes, Lando Norris is sitting about 3.5 seconds behind me. And, yeah, that was literally just about it. I mean, he gained a second on me overall, but no real threat as we come across the line, P1.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic, amazing, you deserved that race win, well done mate.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here in Spielberg, and rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
Today was another great race and an even greater victory for Haas. Here they come now to step out onto the top of the podium. They'll be incredibly happy with today's result. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And that is the end of the Austrian Grand Prix with another victory, not only in the sprint race, but in the actual race with the fastest lap. So that's definitely going to help our points in the drivers' standings and in our constructor standings. Unfortunately, Kevin Magnussen coming in 13th. He will not get any points, so no points for him this weekend. But I'm hoping as we improve the car, we will have both of us in the points, hopefully by the end of the season. And then moving forward, hopefully he stays my teammate. But that is up to Haz and himself. I have no power over that. Myself, Oscar Piastri, and Lewis Hamilton being on the podium this weekend. And then you have Lando Norris, who was in second. I don't know what happened to him. He fell out. But he ends up in fourth. Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, Alexander Albon, and Yuki Tsunoda. Unfortunately for Max Verstappen, he will... Oh, wait, that's the top 10 for the week. Let's look at the race. Sorry. It is still myself, Oscar Piastri, and Lewis Hamilton in the podium. But then it's Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris. He dropped back down to 5th. Fernando Alonso, Alexander Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Sergio Perez, and Lance Stroll getting the top 10. Kevin Magnussen getting 12th. That's better than 13th. So yes. Alright, so now let's look at the standings. After that, Max Verstappen still holding on to the lead there in the drivers, as it shortens just a wee little bit, only to 102 points, as Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz look to catch up to him. But George Russell and Lando Norris are all in that fight. That point difference isn't a lot. 102 to 106, all the way down to P5. Separating P2 and P5, that is crazy. But then the next biggest gap would be P6. Myself moving up into P7. We were P9 at the end of last week. We are in front of Lewis Hamilton, who is P8. Sergio Perez is P9, and Oscar Piastri P10. I forgot I have a highlighter here. Alexander Albon P11, Lance Stroll, then Kevin Magnussen with 12 points still so far this season. We have Esteban Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo, Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly. For a second there, I was getting a little excited that everybody had scored a point, but Logan Sargent sits in P20 with 0 points. So hopefully, he is the other American on the grid. I would love to see both of us with points, but time will tell. Red Bull leading the constructors standings with 303 points, but only 81 points ahead of Ferrari in P2. Then you got Mercedes in P3, and then McLaren, Aston Martin has still P6, but we moved a little closer to Aston Martin. Like I said, once we improve the car and Kevin Magnussen get up into those points with me, I feel like things will make a difference, but we do finally hit triple digits, and there is a big gap, almost 100-point difference between ourselves and Williams, so no fear of dropping down to 7th anytime soon. Then you have Alpine, Visa Cash App RB, and Kick Sauber. Here we won the rivalry with Sergio Perez. So, I guess that's going to help me out with stuff, hopefully. And we are now leading. Oh, we moved up to 81 overall after this weekend. I guess you do earn a lot of experience for having just like a perfect weekend. We went P1, pole position for sprint, won the sprint race, pole position. Oh, we got P2 actually for the featured race. And then we ended up winning that one as well. So yes, we are it looks like, I don't know how close we are to 82, but we were closer than when we started. Because we started this weekend at a 79 overall, which means we bumped up into 80 and then into 81 to help us go over and lead our rival Lance Stroll there. And then next is our ratings, as our experience bumps up, our racecraft bumps up, awareness bumps up, pace does not bump up, our focus, it'll bump up, and up into 81. Yeah, I bet you're wondering, well, but it said 80. I swear it started at 79 before the weekend, but, ratings happen after, qualifying and sprint races and then other qualifying, and I just don't want to add all of that to the video. I don't want the video to be too long. Recognition does not bump up. I'm still a 51. Our next one, 3 simultaneous upgrades, is at 55%. So 4 more percents to go for that one. As we look at our specialists, I do believe I got all 4. Yes, I did get all 4. So, hey yo, that's new. I like that. I like that 80 thing. I like that. That was. Oh, whoa. The British Grand Prix is on July 4th? No way. That's crazy. Anyway, so we are setting 81 overall. I was saying something before it cut out. I was gonna say something, and it just completely slipped my mind. Anyway, me trying not to make these as hard. Oh, that's what I was saying. I don't know what these do. You upgrade them, like that's a 1. That's a 0, 0. And that one's a 2. So I feel like it gives you something. Just not exactly sure what. But there we are. We have beaten our target. We've actually gone above our target. So that's actually really great. And rivals, we are leading, and we actually won one. But we are leading the other 2 as well. So those are good things. Looking forward, we do have the British Grand Prix coming up July 4th. Don't worry, I will play it way before July 4th. Do not worry. Wait, that means we have the Austrian, and the British Grand Prix in real life very soon, very short wise. Because it is, as of right now, 2:30 in the morning on June 24th for me. I'm just saying. Now, you will not see this video at 2:30 in the morning on June 24th. You will see it later on June 24th, hopefully. Anyway, shoot. Everything has just lost my mind. I should never record this late at night, I swear. Oh yeah. That's what I was saying. Standings, results. We got our second win of the season. Our first one coming in Australia, and then we bumped it up to 100, where we've been in the points 1, 2, 3, 4 times with our very first win at 100 AI. But I'm going to keep it at 100 AI because Austria, like I said, I have very few tracks that I am actually really good at. I love Saudi Arabia. I do time trials at Jeddah all the time. I do time trials at Austria all the time because right now I'm sitting at like a 104 point something. And I want to get it underneath a minute if I ever can. I feel like it's possible, so I should be able to do it. Monza is another one that I am decent at, but it being a straight line speed kind of thing, we have a lot of R&D to do before we can get there. I was good at Texas, but I don't know. I haven't really done that one a lot. Mexico, in the last game in F124, I was not good at Mexico. Brazil's decent. Vegas is decent. Qatar is decent. And then Abu Dhabi. Like, those are decent. I'm okay. I don't expect to win. But hopefully by that time, the car is good enough where I'm definitely getting some points. But if the wins become so consistent that it's absolutely crazy, do not worry. I will bump up the AI, especially if my car is sitting. We actually dropped 7th overall. Visa Cash App RB has surpassed us. So, especially if we're sitting 7th overall in car performance and I'm getting dubs consistently, then yes, I am going to bump it up. But right now, I should easily be beating Visa Cash App. At least according to that, we're tied. We should be together. And then Mercedes, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Red Bull, they're like right next to each other, but barely moving up. So I'm not going to say I should be winning by 3 seconds. I'm not definitely not winning like Max Verstappen is in real life, but still, you know what I mean. As time moves forward, some of these tracks I'm just really bad at. But yeah, so 100 AI I still feel like is safe for me, and that is where I'm going to keep it. But anyway, before this video gets too much longer, because we already had 2 qualifyings and 2 races, I'm going to end it. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that like button. If you can't wait for the next one, hit that subscribe button. Both those buttons together just help boost my confidence in making videos that I'm already enjoying making. So if you don't hit them, guess what? I'm still going to make it. Get over yourselves. Anyway, if you do hit them, I highly appreciate you for helping me out. Thank you. I don't know what it is that you guys do outside of YouTube, but I really hope that you enjoy your lives in whatever it is that you do. However, I'm getting off, and depending on what time you're watching this, it's probably way late at night. Go to bed, go to sleep, or good morning. Hell, I don't know. Anyway, I'm really bad at outros. I've been doing good, but now I'm talking way too much, so I'll catch you next time.